Mods. I kept it stock for a while, but I decided a few months into owning it that I wanted to have some fun with this car. So I had a 1996 Volvo 850R, which is also a red-shaped box. And that was...
I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right.
Alright, so my car is a 2020 Kia Soul GT Line Turbo. And I bought it actually just kind of on an impulse. So my car before this one was a 2017 Hyundai Elantra Sport Lease, which has the 1.6 liter turbo engine, same one from the Veloster. And I liked that car a lot. I would have kept it, except about a year into owning it, I messed my back up really bad, and that car didn't have any sort of lumbar support, and the ride was a little harsh, so I wanted something. I knew when my lease was up, I wanted to get into something with a more comfortable ride, more practicality, more tech to make it better for daily driving. So sometime in November or so, I was just at the Kia dealer just getting one of the included oil changes with my girlfriend's lease. She has a 2019 Kia Forte. And I saw that thing on the lot. Bright red. I liked the way it looked, and I mean, it had the same exact engine and powertrain as my car, just there's some differences, but for the most part it has pretty much the same powertrain. So I asked to test drive it, just to see, what it was like. And, well, I drove it and decided I liked it so much that that was the car I just decided to move into. Wasn't losing any acceleration. I was losing handling for sure. I mean, that's what happens when you shorten the wheelbase and raise the height of the car, but it's not insecure to handling or anything like that. And it has other perks that make up for it. It has the tech that I wanted, the automatic cruise control. It has the lumbar support in the seats. It has way more cargo practicality, so I was happy with my choice there. So that's why I got it. Mods. I kept it stock for a while, but I decided a few months into owning it that I wanted to have some fun with this car. So I had a 1996 Volvo 850R, which is also a red-shaped box, and that was one of my attainable dream cars, and I loved it. But, I'm 24 years old, I'm saving up for a house, and I decided maybe now's not the time to own and maintain two different cars. So I sold the Volvo and then started doing mods on the Kia. That's why I started doing that. First things first, intake and exhaust. I went with an AFE Takeda intake with the wet filter, the oiled filter, I should say. So that's what we got in the engine bay. The exhaust, there's not any real custom exhausts made for the thing that you buy and just bolt on, because I don't think there's too many people modding these cars, and this is the first model year. So we just basically chopped everything from the resonator and back off, put in a Flowmaster 40 series muffler and some burnt tips, and called it a day. Underneath the hood there's also a JB4, which I typically keep in the 93 octane mode, which is map 2. That brings my wheel horsepower up to about 230, 240 or so, as opposed to the stock 170, 180. Not any sort of lightning speed demon or anything, but definitely, definitely noticeable when you're on the highway. It's fun enough. The next mod that I have a boat horn on it. So it's a Buell duplex horn. It's meant for small yachts, basically. And yeah. What I used to have is I used to have a train horn on my old 1999 Camry, my very first car, and I decided I missed having an extremely loud air horn so much that I just had to have another one. So just recently did that one. I'm sure there'll be clips of that later on in this video, but that's a lot of fun too. Future plans. Not too much is going to be going on in the future of this. I've already got most of the main stuff I want on it. I am going to be blacking out the roof. Some of these actually come with black roofs from the factory, but this one doesn't for some reason, so probably going to be gloss blacking the roof to kind of match the A and C pillars. Maybe gloss black or carbon mirror caps for the mirrors. I do want another set of wheels. I'm not sure if I want to go with a matte black or a gloss black, but I do want to do something like that with the wheels. And I'm thinking depending on what can fit in this thing, I'm going to have some bigger brakes on that too, and probably paint the calipers kind of like a mustard yellow color, which I think goes well with the red color of the car. There might be other plans too in the future, but that's all I can really think of for now. I'm sure I'll see something or someone else will do something and I'll have inspiration to do it, but for now I think that's what I'm going to do next. And I think I'm going to put that off till next year. And for now I'm pretty happy. So what it's like owning the vehicle. Well, this is the thing to remember is this is both my weekend toy and my daily. So I had to strike a balance between making the car fun and kind of showy and fun to bring to car meets, while also, making it still comfortable and usable as a daily. That's why instead of going with a full resonator muffler delete and just straight out the back, I decided to put that Flowmaster on. It tunes the note a little bit, and it also lowers the drone, gets rid of some of the excess noise, so that's why I did that. It's why I don't want to do, even though the boat horn requires the air almost like an air suspension air system, I'm probably not going to do bags, I'm probably not going to do coilovers or lowering springs or anything like that, because the thing already has a really short wheelbase, so when you go over a bump, the front suspension isn't settled before the back suspension starts to go over the bump, so I want to keep it as the way it's sprung now. I think, other than the extra stuff I wanted to do, which isn't really going to affect the ride or livability, I think it's a good balance. On the highway, I can literally just sit back and almost let the thing drive itself. Obviously, I still got to pay attention, have my foot near the brake and, gas pedal and have my hand on the wheel, but, if I need to sit back when it's, stop and go traffic, I'm totally fine to do that. Everything's good to go. If I lower the seats, I can carry pretty much every medium-sized piece of furniture, like a desk or something, no problem. So it's really nice to have that. And the infotainment's great, the sound system's great. It's got, heads-up display, automatic wipers, automatic high beams, all the stuff I really would have liked on my old car, but is now on this one. And not to mention, I can sit in the seat, relax myself, and not worry about getting out with an extremely sore back, which I couldn't say about my old car. So overall, I'm pretty happy. I like the way it looks. I think one of my mods I'm going to do on the back end, I forgot to mention this earlier, I'm not a huge fan of how the taillights kind of wrap around the back, so I'm probably going to black out the top section except for the brake light, so it kind of matches, again, the C-pillar and, part of the liftgate. But otherwise, I like the looks. Looks almost kind of like a baby Range Rover. Yeah, I don't really have any buyer's remorse on this whatsoever. Are there other cars I could have gotten that would be cooler, even under the same brand? Sure, could have gotten a used Stinger or something like that, but again, that's more expensive to own and maintain, and, I liked this enough, and it's still the more practical of all the car choices I was choosing, so I'm happy with that.
I'm going to take this first out of sport. I'm going to put it in normal.
I basically never drive it in normal mode.
Well, I'm going to try it just because I want to see the difference in everything. Does it actually soften suspension and all that? Or?
No, this doesn't have an adaptive suspension. It changes the steering and it changes the shift points and the throttle response.
Okay, that's what I figured. I do love that you did the exhaust on this. It really made a huge difference in how it sounds.
Hopefully this camera can pick up all the gurgles.
Oh, I know. How did it feel, by the way, before you did, your colder intake and all that stuff?
And definitely a lot slower before the JB4 was in it.
I can imagine, yeah.
What you mean?
Wow.
Loud intake noises.
Love the turbo noises.
Yeah, that's universal. It doesn't matter what car brand it is.
Oh, I know. Just every time. I'm used to naturally aspirate engines, and every time I hear turbos, I'm like, I gotta get one.
Turbos make cool. That's the lane departure warning getting mad at you, but turbos kind of muffle the exhaust a little bit, but they make the intake sound cooler.
Yeah.
Pretty low. It's a really, really small little turbo, so it doesn't take long to spool up.
I see that.
It's not like Honda, where on the 1.5 it's kind of medium size,
Yeah.
but it's Honda, so they still found a way to make it spool up quickly.
Okay, that was cool. Intake noises. You definitely notice the difference though when you, especially on the Northway. As soon as you get up to that 65 range, you start to notice how the car not so much stiffens, but it definitely starts riding a bit different.
Well, my name is Jake. This is my 2020 Kia Soul GT Line Turbo. Hope you enjoyed what you watched. There's more to come. I'm sure when I have more stuff done to this video, Brian's gonna want more videos on the thing. Have a good rest of your day.